Adulting does not humble us all the same way, okay? Some of us are drowning because we have no systems. Some of us are drowning because we have no margin for error whatsoever, right? Some of us are drowning because everybody has access to us. Some of us are drowning because we refuse to ask for help. Some of us are drowning because our attention is scattered all over the damn place. Some of us are drowning because we have ideas, dreams, pressure, and absolutely no clear next step, you know? And some of us are all six avatars at the same time and not ready to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it today. Okay. We're going to do it anyway. Because in my book, Adulting is Ghetto, I created what I call the adulting avatars. And these avatars are not they are not here to drag you for sport. They are here to help you name the pattern that keeps making adulthood feel considerably harder than it has to be, right? Because once you can name the pattern, you can stop taking it so personally. And once you stop taking it personally, you can actually start changing it. So today we are going to figure out which adulting is ghetto avatar you might be. And let's prepare let's prepare your spirit, okay? Because one of these girls might be living rent free in your life right now, and I'm curious to find out which one. Okay. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kiara Ivy, aka Kiara the Concrete Rose, aka your lifestyle design bestie. And around here we talk about lifestyle design, adulting, soft life, personal growth, singlehood, child-free living, location independence, and building a life that actually feels like yours. Today we're starting a new series, a new playlist, so to speak, and this is the Adulting is Ghetto Avatar series. So these avatars come straight from my book, Adulting is Ghetto, a no BS guide to organizing your life, managing your money, and getting your shit together. And the whole purpose of this series is simple. We are trying to identify your adulting pattern. I want to introduce you to the adulting avatars, and we're going to figure out which one resonates with you most. Because if you do not know how your life tends to fall apart, you will likely just keep misdiagnosing the source of your pain. Right. So you will call yourself lazy when the real issue is you have no structure. You may call yourself irresponsible when the real issue is you have no margin. You'll call yourself unmotivated when the real issue is weak boundaries. You may call yourself inconsistent when the real issue is a lack of clarity. And now you're over here blaming your personality for what is really a pattern. So today I'm going to introduce you to the six Adulting is Ghetto avatars. And as I go through them, I want you to be honest, not judgmental, just honest. The question is not which one sounds the messiest, right? The question is which one sounds the most like the version of me that keeps ending up stressed, behind, overwhelmed, irritated with my own life? That's the question. Okay. So let's get into it. So let me read a little piece from the book so you understand where the series is coming from. Okay. So this is inside the book where we actually introduce the avatars. It says, before we get into budgets, routines, systems, structure, and all the other little grown woman responsibilities that like to humble us on a random Tuesday, we need to talk about your pattern, because adulting does not hit everybody upside the head in the same way. Some people are drowning because they have no systems. Some people are drowning because they have no margin. Some people are drowning because everybody has access to them. Some people are drowning because they are trying to fix everything at once. Some people are drowning because they do not ask for help. And some people are drowning because their attention is so scattered that nothing ever gets fully handled. Same stress, different flavors. Or as I like to say, same shit, different toilets. Okay. I love this part of the book. I'm not going to lie. The truth is, we're going to stop acting like everybody's chaos comes from the same place, because it does not. That's why I was able to identify all of these avatars. So, avatar one, No Systems Sandra. Sandra is not lazy. She's not dumb. She's not incapable. Sandra is usually trying very hard. The problem is that Sandra is trying to run an entire adult life off memory, panic, screenshots, unread emails, tote bags, and I'll remember later. Okay. And The truth is, no, you will not. Sandra remembers bills when they are already due. She cleans when the house it just becomes unbearable. She figures out dinner when she's already hungry, or hangry. She looks for important papers exactly when she needs them immediately, right? Sandra's life has no central system. Everything is scattered, and because everything is scattered, everything feels harder than it needs to be. So if you're always starting over, always scrambling, always looking for things, always trying to remember what you forgot, you might be a no system Sandra. And the answer is not a new personality. It is a better setup, right? You need a better setup. Next, we have no margin Maya, is the woman whose life only works when nothing goes wrong. And that is a problem because life loves going wrong, right? Maya has no breathing room whatsoever, no extra time, no extra money, no extra energy, no emotional buffer. Her calendar is tight. It's tight, tight. Her budget is tight. Her nervous system is tight. Her patience is thin. One small inconvenience can throw this woman off her whole day, her whole week, sometimes her whole spirit, right? A surprise expense is not annoying. It is a crisis for her. A sick day is not rest. It's going to create backlog, right? A delay is not just a delay. It starts a domino effect in her life. So if your life feels one inconvenience away from falling apart, you might be a no margin Maya, okay? And what you need is not to become tougher. You need a cushion. You need cushion. Okay. Now let's talk about no boundaries, Barbara. Barbara is constantly busy, constantly needed, constantly tired, and somehow still behind in her own life. And she keeps thinking she has a time management problem, but Barbara does not have a time management problem. Barbara has an access problem. Too many people have access to her time, her energy, her attention, and peace before she even gets access to herself. Barbara says yes when she wants to say no. She often over explains herself, she over accommodates. Her no comes with an apology, a paragraph, and sometimes a full customer service tone, right? Unfortunately, at this time, I am unable to accommodate your request, but I deeply appreciate your understanding. Girl, just say no. Okay? Just say no. If everybody else's needs keep getting the first portion of you, your own life keeps getting the leftovers, you might be a no boundaries Barbara. And you don't need to become cold, you need to become protected. Protected, okay? Next, we have No Help Hallie. Hallie is capable, she's competent, she's resourceful, she's reliable, she knows how to figure things out, right? She's her own MacGyver, right? She knows how to make things happen. And that sounds like a strength until it becomes a whole lifestyle of unnecessary struggle. Because Hallie does not just know how to do things herself, she believes she's supposed to. She does not ask for help easily. She doesn't delegate easily. She doesn't receive support without guilt, hesitation, backup plans, right? Even when she's drowning, Hallie's first instinct is still, I got it. Whole time, she does not got it, y'all. She is actively not having it. If asking for help feels like failure, if you carry everything alone and call it independence, if you are exhausted but still trying to prove you can handle it, you might be a no help Hallie. And the answer is not becoming helpless. The answer is building support before you hit the wall, right? Now let's talk about no focus Fiona. Fiona is busy all day, but somehow nothing fully gets handled, right? She's not lazy. She's usually doing a whole lot. And that's part of the problem. She is doing a little of this, a little of that, half of one thing, most of another thing, and then jump into whatever feels most urgent, most loud, annoying, emotionally dramatic in the moment. Her time is full, right? Her brain is busy. Her life still feels unfinished. Fiona has way too many tabs open in her phone, in her house, in her browser, in her brain, in her entire life. She starts cleaning, then gets distracted by laundry. She starts budgeting, then remembers an email. She starts working, then suddenly she is researching something that had absolutely nothing to do with the original task. If you end the day tired but not relieved, busy but not productive, active but not accomplished, you might be a no focus Fiona. And you probably do not need to do more, right? You need to finish more of what actually matters, you know? And finally, we have no clarity Kara. Kara knows she wants to get her life together. She just does not know where to start, right? She has ideas, options, dreams, pressure, screenshots, saved posts, maybe a few notebooks, a couple of plans, a little anxiety, a little ambition, right? And absolutely no clear next step. So Kara is not lazy. She is not unserious. She is usually thoughtful and self-aware. The problem is that everything feels equally urgent. Her money feels messy, right? Her routines feel inconsistent. Her home feels chaotic. Her work feels demanding. Future feels foggy. So she just keeps bouncing between fires. And one day she is focused on cleaning. The next day she's focused on money. Then she starts a routine. Then she spirals about work. Then she decides she needs a full reset. Then wonders if she needs a therapist, a budget, a nap, a side hustle, a rich husband, or all of the above. And honestly, maybe all of the above sounds nice, right? But if your life feels like one big blurry problem, you might be no clarity, Kara. And blurry problems are hard to solve. Kara does not need 10 more tips. She needs definition, right? So those are the 6 Adulting is Ghetto avatars. No Systems Sandra, no Margin Maya, no Boundaries Barbara, no Help Hallie, no Focus Fiona, and no Clarity Kara. And before you get in the comments talking about Kiara, I fear I may be all of them. Let me tell you something. That is allowed, okay? Because how do you think I know them so well? Huh? Why do you think I included them in this book? A lot of us are a blend, okay? You might be a no system Sandra at home. You might be a no boundaries Barbara with family. You might be a no help Hallie at work. You might be a no clarity Kara when it comes to your future. That does not mean you are doomed. It means you are becoming aware, right? And awareness is where change starts. The point of this series is not to shame anyone. It is to help you stop mislabeling yourself and misdiagnosing the source of your pain. Because the labels that we use, they are important, they matter. If you call yourself lazy, you will truly bully yourself into thinking that and believing that. If you call yourself messy, you will carry that shame. And if you call yourself irresponsible, you will avoid the truth. But if you can say, I need systems, I need margin, I need boundaries, I need help, I need focus, I need clarity, now we can work with that. That's useful. That's fixable. That's grown woman information. And in the next videos, we're going to take each avatar one by one and talk about what she looks like in real life, what it costs her, and what she actually needs to do differently. Okay? Because adulting may be ghetto, but we are not going to let it keep dragging us without a framework. Okay? So, if this series already feels like a little too personal, right? The full framework is in my book, Adulting is Ghetto. I'll link it in the description if you want to grab it on Amazon. The book goes deeper into the avatars. It goes into the patterns, the invisible labor, the chaos tax, and I might even reveal the framework that is featured in the book, and how to build just a grown woman life that is more organized, that is more supported, and just less dependent on those last minute miracles, right? But for now, I want to start with one question. Which adulting avatar are you? Tell me in the comments if you think you might be a no system Sandra, a no margin Maya, a no boundaries Barbara, a no help Hallie, no focus Fiona, or a no clarity Kara. Or if you're a combination of them all, right? Or more than one of them. There's no shame. This is just a mildly confrontational but judgment-free zone. Okay. Drop your avatar in the comments. And if this conversation resonated with you, please like it, subscribe, and stick around because this is just the beginning of the Adulting is Ghetto Avatar series. We're going to get into each one by one, and talk about how to stop blaming yourself for patterns that need support, structure, and strategy. Okay? Bye, y'all.